When we think of statues, we typically think of statues of people who have achieved greatness or done great things. For example, in Australia's largest city, Sydney, there's the Captain Cook statue in Hyde Park, an imposing equestrian statue of King Edward VII on Macquarie Street, the Cenotaph in Martin Place, a solemn monument honouring those who served in World War I, or the Pioneer Women's Memorial in the Jessie Street Gardens, honouring the contribution of women to the colonisation of Australia. Of course, there's sometimes debate over what constitutes greatness. For example, there are plans underway to commission and install a bronze statue of former Premier of Victoria Daniel Andrews. On one hand, he served over 3,000 days in office, but on the other, he also imposed one of the world's longest lockdowns. Does that entitle him to a statue? I think many Victorians would be opposed. Of course, some people in Australia just don't seem to like celebrating greatness and would rather vandalise or destroy than build and create. Captain Cook seems to be constantly under attack, especially in the lead up to Australia Day every year, as if tearing down a statue will somehow fix everything. Public broadcaster SBS seems to encourage this criminality, or at least not condemn the behaviour. Just last month, May 2025, they published a piece titled, "We met the group tearing down Australia's colonial statues. They have plans to escalate." In the article, they interviewed a number of masked individuals. They even had a warning at the start of the piece. This story may cause distress to members of the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Island communities. Apparently, non-Aboriginal people don't get distressed at the sight of defaced statues. Basically, SBS secretly arranged to meet these criminals, an anonymous group from Melbourne that has been going after colonial statues, toppling, breaking or defacing them in the night. They described the individuals as dressed in all black, with socks over their shoes to cover their footprints, gloves on their hands and face coverings. They say it doesn't take too long to topple a statue, but it takes some planning. There's a list of priorities. Topple is obviously number 1, and then decapitation number 2, and graffiti number 3. Later in the interview, they admit to decapitating the 73-year-old statue of King George V in Melbourne. "Pretty ugly, King," Chris jokes as he pulls the bronze head out of a bin where it's been hidden during our interview. Did SBS report this immediately to the police? Did they let the police know about the whereabouts of criminals? No. 2 weeks after the interview, the head resurfaced at a Melbourne concert for the group Kneecap. Remember, every colony can fall. Taxpayer-funded SBS is essentially harbouring criminals, are they not? But the main point of this video is this newly commissioned multi-million-dollar bronze statue, I'll get to the details of it soon, that perfectly aligns with the progressive agenda of the City of Sydney, led by Lord Mayor Councillor Clover Moore. The statue will be located in Circular Quay, Sydney's iconic waterfront tourism precinct, gateway to the Sydney Opera House and the Harbour Bridge, out the front of Lendlease's luxury One Circular Quay residential skyscraper, which is currently under construction. According to reports, it was Lendlease, the building's developer, that commissioned the statue. The statue itself, as you can see on screen, who do you think it is? Is it a famous person who achieved greatness? Think again. According to the Sydney Morning Herald, at more than 5 metres tall, new superhero will rise above Circular Quay. It will be a towering half-woman, half-whale. No, this is not a joke. And in case you haven't keyed on yet, the sculpture will speak to female power in a white man's world. This CBD is peppered with monuments of white men in history. But there's more. According to the article, the sculpture is of a powerful Aboriginal woman, half human and half whale, with the name of the statue being Bajgama Ngunda Wuli Wula Wala. Translation, Black Women Rising. Yes, it's woke, it's racialised, it's everything you'd expect from this kind of public art. They continue. The multi-million-dollar bronze statue is the work of Dharawal and Yuin artist Alison Page and a group of 20 local Aboriginal women who want the imposing sculpture to become a site of cultural pride and a reminder of the resilience of Indigenous women and their deep spiritual connection to country. The first Aboriginal councillor in the city of Sydney's 180-year history, Yvonne Weldon, has long called for a review of the city's 25 colonial statues as part of a push to truth-telling. This sculpture, says Page, will speak to female power in a white man's world. Fabrication is set to take around 11 months, with installation expected in early 2027. The article finishes with a quote from the artist: "To have this woman rise from the floor of the city, she is never going to be erased." That sounds like a challenge. I'm joking, don't destroy monuments. Even though SBS seems to encourage it, I'm a lawful person who accepts that we live in some kind of clown world. But it does beg the question, what contribution to the city's development did this creature make?